Hey, you guys, good morning to you. Today what we're talking about, hopefully my audio is better today than it was yesterday. It was a little on the wonk side yesterday, but it is what it is. Um, what we're talking about today is how to, the number one hack of how to turn your audience into buyers, even if you don't like selling, right? That's the whole, most of my audience, most of you guys, you didn't you didn't start building an income from home because because you even wanted to be a business owner. Like that's not, you weren't a salesperson, you weren't a marketer, you weren't like, this wasn't your lot in life to be a business owner. But what ended up happening is opportunity met you, and you're like, well, shoot, if this is something that I can do to, allow myself to work from home, if this allows me to bring my husband home from work, if this allows me the lifestyle that I want and that is accessible to me now, well, then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this, right? That is most of you guys. That's most people out there. So and we're by nature not like sales people. And so we don't talk in sales talk and that sort of thing. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Sherry. I see you guys on there. If you guys have questions as I'm going through this, feel free to ask the questions in the chat. I will come back and be able to answer questions. If not today, then I'll answer them tomorrow. Okay. So just so you know, they will always be answered. But yeah, so anywho's, the number one hack in being able to, the number one hack in being able to actually turn your audience into buyers is a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Most businesses, so I work with a lot of businesses that work with affiliates, right? So I work with businesses and help them be able to generate affiliates, create new affiliates, help their affiliates be able to make the business money, which makes the affiliates money. Like that's a big role that I do. Anyway, so those businesses used to, and I'm coming around to my point, it'll make sense in a second. Those businesses used to really go after big influencers that had a lot of following. It was a numbers game. It was, we want the people that have the most eyeballs, that sort of thing. Except what they realized over time is that more followers and more eyeballs actually didn't mean more conversions. And the reason why is because most people do not know how to convert their audience into a sale, right? Or they don't know how to actually how to monetize the audience. They don't know how to do that. All they know how to do is to entertain people, or if people follow them for an aspirational reason, right? Because they want to look like this person, they want this person's life, whatever. They follow them for that reason, but then they can't actually convert that. They lack the ability to convert that into a sale. So the people that follow them are not used to buying things from them. They follow them more in a magazine way, right? They follow them more in a way that's like, I want to see what's going on with you. And, I kind of want to glean from you, but I don't ever have a reason to buy from you, right? Now, does every influencer likely have something they could really sell that could be helpful? Yeah. I mean, I would venture to say 10 out of 10 times there's something there, right? That's kind of like my MO, is being able to monetize brands. So there's always something that could be done there, but do they do it and can they do it well? Most of the times, no. So this thing that I'm sharing with you today, like the hack of being able to actually, monetize your brand or be able to turn your audience of lurkers, we say that so like I love it, the lurkers into the buyers, right? To be able to do that, what you have to do is you have to not think about yourself, which is not what I don't know. Anybody will tell you. Most people will say, oh, well, what do you want to sell? What do you want to put out there? What do you, blah, what do you want to do? Right. And that's not what it's about. It's about putting yourself in your audience's shoes. Who are they? What do they want? What are they ultimately wanting to become? Right? What have you noticed is standing between them and what they want to become in a way that you can actually help them do, right? Not in a false way, not in a way that you would lie or anything like that, but when you really look at your audience as people, which they are, I would even venture to say look at your audience as an extension of your family or your friend group, right? Look at them as what they are. That's really what they are, guys. I mean, we are oftentimes told how we have such a good culture and how we have such a good community and that sort of thing. And I'm like, we do. I agree, we do 100%. But it comes from the fact that I don't look at you guys, I don't look at my audience as somebody to come up on. I look at my audience as a garden, right? That is growing. And what I look at them as is how can I help them grow more? And so I'm always focused on what they're going through. I'm not focused on what I'm going through. Nobody cares about what I'm going through, right? My close family and friends, yes, of course, they care about what I'm going through. But nobody else, that's not the purpose of my community. So when you look at how strong my community is, it's because it's not about me, right? It's about you. It's about my audience. It's about my people. And I'm paying attention to, I've got my finger on the pulse of where are they and where do they want to be and how can I help them get there, right? And we have Click to Close opening today, which is insanity. It's insanity. Click to Close is literally us creating with you everything that you need in your business, every single thing that you need. So when you look at, let's just say Tony Robbins as just an astronomical, aspirational brand, okay? When you look at his stuff, you see, okay, well, I jumped into this thing, and then this thing nurtured me into this thing, and then this thing nurtured me into this thing. And now I want to get into this. I'm not ready to get into this, but I'm going to pop into this one instead. That's how a good brand is set up. That's what Click to Close is going to do. So whenever you're done with the 12-week program of Click to Close, you're going to have all of that. It will all be set up. And you might be like, Martha, I don't have any of it set up at all. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Not only are we going to have products set up for you that people can jump into, but we'll also have the emails set up that nurture from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. You'll have the social media posts that pop off, jumping into the lead magnet that pops off, the email marketing that pops off, the different programs. Like it's all what we're doing in Click to Close. So in case you're like, wait, what is this? I'm opening the doors of it this evening. 3 people have already hopped in. They didn't even know what they were hopping into. They already hopped in. That's the kind of thing that's happening right now. I'm limiting this run through, just so you guys know, I'm limiting this run through. I'm limiting the amount of people that can be in this one because it's so incredibly discounted. And so it's very, very discounted. The amount of people that are coming through this one, the reason it's discounted for you is because I'm using you guys as testimonials, right? So it's very discounted for you because on the back end of it, I want those testimonials. I want the video, I want the interviews with you. I want all of that stuff because then that's going to help it grow in the future. Just so you guys know, the way I do one thing is the way I do everything, transparently. I always show you guys exactly what I'm doing so you can do the same thing. But this is us actually creating all of the stuff for you. So where what HBR was for income streams, Click to Close is on actually doing everything, on getting it all set up. And I don't care if you have nothing set up yet. It makes no difference to me. We've got everything that you need. We know how to do this. I could do this in my sleep. What was getting frustrating for me, just so you know, what was getting frustrating to me is I'm doing all of these trainings everywhere and I train on pieces of it. And every time I train on pieces of it, I'm like, oh, as I'm talking, I'm like, but you need this and you need this and you need this. And none of them work in isolation. None of them work. None of them have the whole system in isolation. So you really have to have everything set up. And not only everything set up overall, you have to have it all set up at every step of the way, right? So when we look at a buyer's journey, we have to have it all set up every step of the way, right? So we have, I think the worst thing that digital marketers have ever done in explaining digital marketing is explaining it as a funnel and as one supreme ultimate funnel. I think that's probably the worst thing they've ever done, because in reality it's small funnels. It's small funnels along the buying journey. You should have something to buy at every step of your buyer journey. You should have a lead magnet at every step of your buyer journey. You should have a capital C content at every step of the buyer journey. I'll explain what all of that is later. But that all of that stuff should exist, and it feels like a lot. And even when you're creating it, even if you use like ChatGPT or something to create it, you still need somebody strategic. You need their eyes on it to say, is that real though? Because AI hallucinates. It'll tell you, oh, this is a really good idea. And then you implement it, and a year later, nothing has happened. Was it that great of an idea? Did you actually have buyer psychology woven into it? Are you going to wait to find out? Or are you actually going to make it with me so I can show you exactly what to do? That's what click to close is. So, Terry, I see you said I didn't see the link. The link isn't available yet. I'm launching it tonight. So I gave you guys like some info on it in the Families Creating Legacies Facebook group. If you're not in that group, the link is in the description of this video here. So you can pop into the group to get that info. But I'm going to be launching it actually tonight. But there's a limited number of people that can come in. So whenever it's full, it's full. That's it. But just to recap, you guys, the number one way to turn buyer or to turn your audience into buyers is to stop looking at them as somebody that you're selling to. It's somebody that you're helping along the way. The things that you create for them are stepping stones for them, are things that they need. They're not things you want to sell them. They're things they literally need, right? That's how you switch it up, because everything changes when you change that perspective. You start to live in service instead of living in this sort of scuzzy, skeezy world, right? You live literally in service. So anyway, I will see you guys later. Adios. Bye-bye. Hang on. Pulled up my notepad. There we go.